Talk to me. WSRadio.com.
Welcome to the Bottom Line Sports Show, an inside look at all game day sports action, from Major League Baseball to college football and basketball, the NFL and the NBA, key matchups, developments, point spreads and totals, line changes and game analysis. It's a radio show that talks its name. The Bottom Line from San Diego. It's game time with the Bottom Line Sports Show. All right, we are live in Boston, ladies and gentlemen. We are broadcasting from Beantown, Boston, Massachusetts, where, actually it looks like Boston, Massachusetts, the weather outside, but we are currently in San Diego, and I'm looking at a tree where a bird is underneath a couple branches trying to stay dry and get a few perches of food. Matty B back in Boston on a Saturday morning, 9:01, the Bottom Line. How are you, my friend? How are you, Matty B?
Hello, Matty B.
Good morning, Felix. Sorry, I was talking into a muted phone. Good morning, Felix. Tommy, WS Radio Nation.
Hold on, let's start that again.
Didn't you hear? Boston blew away. Riley came on in and blew everything right into the water.
Wow, man. What's going on back there? How high are the winds?
The winds got up to just above 30 sustained yesterday, some bigger gusts. That was mostly on the water. You know, people at high tide, they were dealing with a big mess. Over here in Waltham, we're a little west of the water by a good half hour, so we just had a whole bunch of wind, a bunch of rain. It was really the wind more than the rain. The rain wasn't hurricane-like torrential downpour. It was just steady rain, but the winds were constantly between 22 and 30 miles an hour.
All right, so what'd you make of the world of sports since the last time we have spoke to you? What is your A, B, and C issues and answers on this Bottom Line?
My A issue is the world we live in now, and the way that journalism has become be first, forget being right. We used to live in a world where journalism was be right and then give the story. Don't make the story. And in today's world of Twitter and Facebook and all the different social media apps, we are now in a world of forget being right, be first. We can always apologize later, I guess. So now you've got these stories coming out, and we're waiting for the meat. We're waiting for the proof, and we have no proof yet. And it's rocking college sports up and down the coast, from east to west, from Michigan State to Arizona to Duke to everywhere in between. And we have no proof of anything. And they're allowed to just say these things without having anything to back them up.
What are you talking about, dude? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the so-called FBI wiretaps. I'm talking about the so-called scandals that we're all hearing about. And there's been nothing to follow it up. And now Sean Miller, who everyone was screaming should be fired from his job when they had no proof of anything, is back at Arizona, is vehemently denying he had anything to do with paying any player, never has, never will. And now we have to play the wait-and-see game. But at least he's allowed to do his job and coach this basketball team.
All right, so the FBI says they have him wiretaps. They have Sean Miller on wiretaps talking to the Dawkins individual who he says that Sean agreed to pay $100,000 for a recruit. This is supposed to be after how many hours of FBI wiretapping?
We don't even know, because the story came from Mark Schlabach, who said, I heard from someone that the FBI has this. The FBI didn't come out and say this. An ESPN reporter came out and said, I heard this. I'm going to tweet this. I'm going to set the firestorm. I'm going to light the match.
Right,
the FBI didn't come out and say this.
So the FBI has been wiretapping and investigating this college recruiting basketball scandal. And how many supposedly hours should the FBI, or did they make that they have wiretaps? Is it 300 hours or 3,000 hours?
I think it was 300 hours.
300 hours of wiretaps.
But, yeah, and it's not like they're wiretapping the coaches, folks. They're wiretapping one guy, a former agent, who is in trouble for fraud, which is lying. They found a book that had stuff written in it. And somehow this is proof of something. And so this is what I'm waiting for now. I want the proof. Let me hear.
This has been long overdue. This has been long overdue, okay? I mean, anybody who doesn't think that there's been college cheating, college recruiting cheating that's been going on for as long as we've been on this earth, okay? We don't know how long it's been going on. Tommy D, you sign in.
Yeah, no, definitely, guys. I'm a big Syracuse fan, and growing up, and we're not on that hit list, but I got to tell you, as a young Syracuse fan, I remember watching a couple players driving around in pretty nice cars back in the day as a young fan. I won't say any names, but definitely, it's out there. It's, when there's so much money in the sport, NCAA brings so much money. It's billions of dollars are coming in for this college sports. So when there's money involved in something like this, things are going to happen. No matter what you think, corruption is going to happen. There's no way around it, guys. NCAA has so much money. Things are going to happen, and now we're digging into it. But we got more problems in the world than this, to be honest with you guys. I mean, I know it's an issue, and I don't want to say cheating is good and cheating's great, but the FBI is worrying on wiretaps, and then we got these shootings and all this other stuff going on. I don't know if this is our best time spent towards this, but, it's awful because it does affect people, especially as gamblers. If you're playing on something and people are cheating, that's a disadvantage to you. Do you get money back? No.
Well, it's very unfortunate that everything did go down. All 5 assistant coaches now that have been aligned to this have been fired. Tony Bland, Book Richardson at Arizona. You have Chuck Person at Auburn. You have a Lamont Johnson, I think that's his name, who was the assistant at Oklahoma State. And like I said, and I would be adamant in regard about this. I said this last week. I said it this week. I'll say it next week. If you go to an AAU basketball game, especially here on the West Coast, and you see the wheeling, the dealing, the auction type of atmosphere that these games bring. I thought we were here to play basketball. But I was sitting back, and I have watched 3 assistant coaches parade players in front of college coaches and try to sell the college coaches on why they need to bring their player to them. Now, that's okay. But the bottom line is over the top. It has gotten out of control. I know personally that they are paying for players. Colleges have always paid for players, one way or the other. I shared the story about Sam Bowie. Sam Bowie to sign with Kentucky. He was offered breeding shares of horses from Mrs. Breeder down in Lexington or Louisville or those farms down there in the Commonwealth of Bluegrass. And so when he graduated, because he signed a letter of intent to play at the University of Kentucky, in reward, he was given shares of horse breedings, Matty B, and that's just one way they hit it.
That's just the most Kentucky thing ever.
And in Vegas, they would tell you in Vegas.
I love it as a horse guy. You know what I mean? Pay me off for breeding.
What do I get? You get a horse. Wait, what? What do you mean I get a horse? You get a horse.
No, you don't even know yet. It's a bait. You don't have no clue what's going to happen.
It's 1997. What do you mean I get a horse? Dude, I got a car. No, you get a horse, though. You can make a whole bunch of money off this horse.
And you know what's really funny is that Sam Bowie invested in horses. He was a horse owner after he left college, and so
they set up his future for him. It's fantastic.
Absolutely,
that's what college is supposed to do. Set your future up for you.
Now in Vegas, they would tell you to go to a certain slot machine at Caesar's Palace at 10:30 on your visit, and sit there and just put $1 in, and all of a sudden, guess what would happen, Matty B?
You hit a mini jackpot.
Yeah, you hit a jackpot for 20 grand. You know, that's a nice little recruiting trip. And, hey, Mom,
Absolutely.
you know what? We went to dinner at this, and Tark would kill me for telling this story, though. He would. I shouldn't even talk, because I'm doing a big disservice to my mom.
You're going to get it. You're going to get a visit tonight.
Yeah,
Just saying.
Yeah, he's going to come down and
watch out.
and punish me. But it's been going on for a long period of time. 9:10 on a Saturday morning. This is the Bottom Line, along with Matty B, Tommy D, Captain out there.
Yeah, Captain's here. Captain, you're here with us, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, here he is. Captain, what do you think about all the NCAA action we're chatting about here?
It's all garbage. I mean, they've been paying them off for forever. I mean, it just goes. It's a misnomer because everybody's getting paid off. The kids should get something. They get nothing. I'm just waiting for the wheels to come off the wagon in Alabama because Saban has had nothing but five-star recruits for a really long time. And one of these days, I'm not saying I don't know for sure, but there's got to be something going on there.
Well, I think he's established his program, so I don't think that anybody's going to be able to prove anything down in Alabama. But the SEC is all about cheating, and they've been cheating for years. But I go back to the years when Arkansas and Nolan Richardson was the head basketball at Arkansas when they won the national title. You remember those years, Matty B?
Oh, absolutely. 94 feet of hell.
Yeah, and Barnhell Arena played down there in Fayetteville, and it was 40 minutes of hell. But also, I saw the cars that these players drove up to the arena in firsthand. And, if you're bringing something to the university, they're going to reward you quite handsomely for that.
Oh, yeah, and back then they were bringing the president to the university. Yeah, Bill Clinton showing up, waiting to watch the Running Rebels, the Razorbacks down there in Little Rock.
Yeah, that's right.
Arkansas was rolling.
And his mother,
there's the president.
His mother would be
halftime. We got the president and the saxophone.
His mother would be at the racetrack. His mother loved Oaklawn Park, so she would be at the racetrack, and the governor would be at the basketball games. Well, this is very unfortunate, but I made a joke that if this continues on and they suspend all these teams that have been cited in regard to this scandal, and then Mississippi Valley State will be the number 1 seed in the East coming up to March Madness.
No, I think that'll be Middle Tennessee, actually.
Middle Tennessee's not a bad team. Why do you keep on hammering on Middle Tennessee?
They got a chance, guys.
They're having a good year. They're just there's just the way the new system works with all these quadrant 1 and quadrant 2 and quadrant 3, and it's a weird system now where teams even like Middle Tennessee, who should be in on their own merit, might still have to win everything to get in the first place.
All right,
and not get an at-large.
All right, quickly, you got 3 seconds to answer. I'm going to go to Matty B, the captain, and then Tommy D. Ready? Here you are. Hand on the buzzer. Give me an answer. Matty B, here's the question. Everybody will answer this question. How many college basketball games today?
Oh, man. 42.
How many?
I'm going with 42.
Captain? Captain, are you there?
I don't.
I'll say 88.
Tommy D?
100.
All right. There's 93.
Oh, let's go high.
Really?
I knew it was high. I knew it was high.
93. Now, this is like...
Price is right. Captain wins.
All right, so let me ask you this. This is... Am I to believe that the Big Ten is the only one that's having their tournament this week, or has to be other tournaments, right? College.
I think some of the smaller leagues, but out of the major 5, yeah, it's only the Big Ten.
Okay, so what about the MAC, the Buffaloes and the Toledos and the Kent States and is that regular season or is that first round?
Well, no. So you got a lot of Northeastern Conference tournaments going on right now.
Well, tell me who they are if you know who they are.
Okay, so you got Fair Dickinson and LIU Brooklyn right now in the semifinals of the Northeastern Conference men's tournament.
Okay,
LIU Brooklyn's got a 16-8 lead early in the first. In the Southern Conference men's championship quarterfinal, you got the Citadel and UNC Greensboro going on. They're in the first. The America men's championship, so UMass Lowell versus UMBC, is their quarterfinal.
Right,
you got a lot of the smaller ones going on.
All right, so what about the MAC?
And then the MVC men's tournament's going on as well. Bradley, Loyola, Chicago. You got Drexel and JMU in the CAA men's championship first round. And then the West Coast Conference tournament's going on out there, you West Coasters. San Diego playing BYU at 1 o'clock Pacific.
Yeah, well, there have been a lot of situations surrounding that USD job as well. I mean, it wasn't a great week for coaches. That's for sure.
Coach Felix, let's get you over there.
Yeah, I need to go over there. I think I could win. My man.
I don't know. There's that picture of you and Sean Miller that you just posted. That might not be a good picture in a week or two.
We got some pictures with some famous people.
They might be looking at you for scandal, Felix.
I've been around a lot of coaches that have scandal written on them. I've realized that.
That's not helping your resume. I'm just saying.
No,
you're looking a little Book Richardson-ish right now.
But I really don't give a poop about it because, first of all, if you're going to be my friend, Sean Miller's father was a very, very heavy influence to me back in Western Pennsylvania. I learned the game of basketball from him. He was a very, very solid basketball tactician.
Now, did he teach you how to cook the books as well?
No.
Wow, Matty B.
Matty B. Why would you come and diss somebody like that that's a friend of mine?
Not at all. I have the highest respect for the Miller family, and
you don't even know who they are, man. You don't even know who they are.
Of course I do. I know who the two sons are and who the father is.
Yeah, well, tell me about the father.
So I have the highest respect.
Tell me about the father, dude.
And hope that all of this is not true when it comes to Sean Miller. I'm not here to give a biography on the Miller family.
Well, you asked if he cooked the books. You sort of slapped them in his face.
It was a joke. Felix, we have to explain what a joke is.
All right, well, that's not a really kosher joke.
Tommy, do me a favor. When we go to commercial break, go pull that pole out of his ass.
Wow, Matty B.
My goodness.
Yeah, let me tell you.
Hey, guys, Niagara, you didn't talk about Niagara. They're playing today against Fairfield. Just so you know, my Niagara Purple Eagles might have a better chance than my Syracuse Orangemen if they could win the tournament.
What?
That's true.
What are you saying?
Niagara wins the tournament they're in. Where Syracuse, they got to do a lot of work. They just got beat up by BC.
Oh, man. Forget about your Syracuse.
Unless
Put
they can win the ACC.
RIP. Forget about Syracuse. Niagara?
Well, hey, I'm saying they got a chance if they win their conference because they're going to get in automatically.
Everybody has a chance if they win their conference. They get the automatic bid.
So everyone's got a chance as long as you get into your own tournament. You got a chance, Felix. Is that correct?
That's absolutely right. As long as you get into the tournament, you have one final shot. You have one final bullet. But, to say Arizona has, that's your alma mater, isn't it? And they've been,
yes, it is.
So are you saying they never cheated at Arizona?
I don't call it cheating. So, yes, I will say they have never cheated. They've never point shaved. They've never done anything on the court that was bad for basketball.
How do you know that?
That's just what I believe.
Well, you don't know it. That's just what you believe. I believe that Santa Claus is coming in.
I don't believe they ever threw a game.
I believe Sidney Crawford's. I believe Sidney Crawford's coming through the door. But that's what I believe. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to happen.
I'll say the closest I've ever seen to them questionably throwing a game was the Elite Eight against Illinois when they were up 15 with 4 minutes to go. And Illinois just rained down 3 after 3 after 3 to tie the game and win in overtime 90-89. My final year in Arizona. That was heartbreaking.
And who was the coach at that time?
That was Bill Ludolson.
And you're saying that the Arizona Wildcats threw that game?
I'm saying you're Arizona and you're up 15 with 4 minutes to go. You don't lose ever. And they lost that game.
What's
but that
this?
was more of the theory by Illinois back then of if we shoot enough threes, eventually they'll go in. And they did because they were missing them for the entire game until that comeback. And then they just started hitting them.
And so you're saying Arizona, your alma mater.
No. I'm not saying they did. I'm saying if you want to find a questionable one where you could say maybe, that would be the one.
Why would that one be the one?
Because you were up 15 points with 4 minutes to go, and you're Arizona.
In your national tournament for playing for a championship, and you think these guys are going to throw the game?
They each getting paid $100,000, sure.
Come on.
I mean,
that was 2005 North Carolina's world, and everyone was living in it that year. That was Chuck May and that group that they had down there at the Tar Heels. That was just no joke, and was rolling to a national championship.
So tell me something.
Just wish it would have been
tell
against
me
Arizona
something.
in the final.
How does North Carolina go unscathed with the ACT problem that they had, and they proved that the players didn't take the ACT to get into college, and they just slap them on the wrist, but then they strip Louisville of their national title in basketball because the players went to a strip party?
That was a protest by North Carolina to say that the SAT, the ACT, the standardized testing is a bad way to decide who should go to college and where. So they protested by having other people.
So North Carolina's making the rules now. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I mean, you could have a little conversation with Dean Smith and Roy Williams to find out. But yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Dean Smith, how would you have a conversation with him? He's passed away.
I mean, he can still visit you. He might come with Tark tonight.
Yeah,
in
absolutely.
Your dreams.
Yeah,
in your dreams. You might have Tark there showing up.
That's right.
Felix is going to wake up with nightmares.
The Dean Smith and Jerry Tarkanian,
He's going to wake up with a bitten towel next to his bed on
Black
one side and a Carolina blue shirt on the other.
You mind to throw Jimmy Valvano into the mix as well.
Hey, you leave Jimmy V alone.
So let me ask you this. So tell me again, North Carolina got slapped on the wrist for using players that had other people take their ACT and SAT test, and you're telling me that this NCAA is not a corrupt organization?
No, of course it is. I mean, you look at the whole Derrick Rose situation the same way with Memphis. It's the same thing. Of course it's corrupt. It's always been corrupt. Can the NCAA make money off of being corrupt? Oh, they absolutely can, and they have for decades.
Captain, the corruption running rampant through college basketball. I think we're in Kansas because all the wind resistance that I'm getting through my headset. It's like the plains of Kansas. I'm in Kansas. Captain, the corruption in college basketball, it's been off the charts.
He's dumbfounded. Captain is he's at a loss for words because of how shocking it's been.
Hello.
Yeah, Captain, are you there? Nope. All right, we're going to lose Captain. All right, Captain.
All right.
Are you here?
Okay, I'm here.
Okay, yeah, we're trying to see what your thoughts are on the college basketball scandal, and if you got anything to add to the conversation. So we just want to keep you into the mix.
I'll tell you, I think it's going to be wide open. Virginia's got the luck. Villanova. So anybody can win it. I think once you get there, you have to get to final. It's going to be an interesting final 16. That much I will say. I don't have a clue who's going to win.
All right, Captain. We'll talk with you tomorrow morning. Thanks for joining us on the Bottom Line. Get yourself ready to go as we move forward here. 9:23 on the Bottom Line. Tommy D, the captain. I'm Felix Taverna. Who's the other guy from Boston that we have on? What's his name again?
Matty B. Matty B is the man. Leave Matty B. We're buddies,
I just took the pull out.
Matty B is. I didn't get over there quite yet because we didn't get to the break yet.
It doesn't sound like it.
Yeah, well, let me tell you, it's going to sound like it if you keep on flapping at your gums, okay? I'm going to go ahead and stick it up, where the sun don't shine for you as well. So, I mean, like, who are the dark horses in March Madness? We're coming up. The Selection Sunday show will be next Sunday, a week from tomorrow. So who gets the call? Who's some dark horses? Who are you looking at? I mean, everybody, Virginia and this and North Carolina and Duke and, and Arizona, but who might be some dark horses Who do you think, Matty B?
I mean, you got to look at the Big 12 and how strong they've been to look at some dark horses. Teams that have been very tested all year, West Virginia, maybe a Texas Tech, TCU to make a run once they get in the tournament, win a few games, see if they can crash that Sweet 16. I don't think any of the dark horses are going to win the national championship, but you've got some definite teams there that have been battle-tested all year and can use that. A team like like a Creighton maybe or a Butler who pushes the envelope and, ends up crashing that second weekend.
Yeah, I'm still staying with my Red Raiders from Texas Tech. Now, who won the title, the Big 12 title?
That would be Kansas.
Okay, so you guys told me that was just a tie. They were playing for a tie.
Who told what? Oh God, here we go. It's makeup time for Felix.
No,
folks.
You said last week
time where Felix comes in and makes up stories to try and get us to figure out what the hell he's talking about.
You said that Kansas was only able to tie for the Big 12 last weekend.
Please find the tape on that one.
So you forget what you said. You said that they.
No, I never said that.
Yes, you did.
Why would I possibly say that?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking. That's why
Kansas is 13-4 in the Big 12. West Virginia is 11-6, and Texas Tech is 10-7. So where was the tie? Now, maybe a few weeks ago they were playing to tie in the Big 12. No,
that's what you said last week, bro. You said that Kansas was tied before they played Texas Tech.
No.
All right. So, who's your pitter-patter teams that you think might have a Matty B chance? Butler?
We're talking about teams for the Sweet 16. Sure, yeah, you can see Butler making a run.
Not the Sweet 16, to win it all. To win it all, dude.
No, to win it all, no. I don't have no dark horses to win it all. Sorry, you got to be one of the favorites to win it all.
No, you're crazy. You're crazy. I bet you a favorite doesn't win it this year. How's that?
I bet you no one lower than a 4 seed wins it this year. How about that?
What's that?
No one lower than a 4 seed in the tournament wins it this year.
You're on, baby. You're on. I need to give you a 5. You take your smartphone almost everywhere you go. Now WSRadio.com can be there too. Search WS Radio in the Play Store for your Android devices or iTunes for Apple and download the WS Radio application. WSRadio.com on your phone and in your ear everywhere you go. Download the WS Radio application. Do it now. It's very easy. WSRadio.com.
Hi, this is Rob Barnett, CEO and founder of VinVillage.com and the Wine and Dine Show on Vin Village Radio. Do you have a wine, event, product, or service to promote? Then contact VinVillage.com to reach thousands of wine lovers across the country. VinVillage connects like-minded wine enthusiasts with unique and exclusive wines, events, products, and services. To learn more, contact us on VinVillage.com. VinVillage is where wine lovers connect.
You've heard me bragging about Progressive Medical Center and how they've helped me feel so much healthier. But one thing, Dr. Agoli, that a lot of people come to you with is just unexplained pain. They just can't get any relief. Why can Progressive Medical Center's Pain Management Center help them?
First of all, we have to acknowledge that pain is for real, and you've got acute pain and chronic pain. Here's the problem. That acute pain turns to chronic, which is long-standing, and no one's getting to the root cause. There's several key diagnostic components that help us get to the root of what's causing this pain. Is it inflammation? Once we do a thorough evaluation to get to the root cause, determine if it's structural or if it's a metabolic issue. And this way, we put an individualized program for pain management involving correcting the spine, using certain injections when necessary, and we get our patients out of pain quicker, and they stay out of pain because we teach them how to live their life well.
Don't let yourself live in pain any longer. Get a hold of Progressive Medical Center today at ProgressiveMedicalCenter.com.
Progressive Medical. This is your life. Live it well.
Life is full of misadventures, from car crashes to home fires to getting choked out on the mat. Yes, I said getting choked out because I'm Carlos Kramer, jiu-jitsu competitor, MMA and media personality, and mild-mannered insurance agent. You can follow my adventures on Kick-Ass Radio, and I can protect you from life's misadventures at Kramer Insurance. Home, auto, life, business, and workers' comp. We're at KramerINS.com, and I want you to join my world.
I've heard this is like one of the best pizza spots in town.
Yes, it is.
I'll do a slice of pepperoni, slice of vegetarian.
You got it.
And I will pay for all of that in 3 days.
In 3 days? What's that mean?
Well, wait, you accept credit cards. That money's not going to hit your account for 3 days anyway.
I need my money quicker.
At Chase, we hear you. With Express Funding, card payments are in your Chase account the next business day. Go to chase.com/expressfunding. Chase for business, so you can.
Compensated participation. All businesses are subject to credit approval. Not all clients are eligible for next business day funding, and additional terms, conditions, and restrictions apply.
Talk to me. WSRadio.com.
Welcome to the Bottom Line Sports Show, an inside look at all game day sports action. From Major League Baseball to college football and basketball, the NFL and the NBA, key matchups, developments, point spreads and totals, line changes and game analysis. It's a radio show that talks its name. The Bottom Line from San Diego. It's game time with the Bottom Line Sports Show. All right, we are back here second half, 9:30 on a Saturday, the Bottom Line. Matty B, Tommy D. Hey, what about the combine? And Richard Penny runs a 4.47 in the 40. That's pretty fast, isn't it, Matty B?
Yeah, it's a little bit faster than I can run it. Absolutely.
Yeah, right. Okay, I mean,
I started
we're
last
talking
week.
about
I'll let you know when I finish.
Your 40 is 44.47, not 4.47, dude. A little bit faster. I mean, you'd have to take almost 39 seconds off your time to even compete with his. But Barkley from Penn State did a 4.41, Tommy D. That's pretty jet-like.
Yeah, that's pretty fast, I would say. So I think he's going to be a great NFL player. I guess we'll find out soon enough and who's going to pick him up. So it's great to watch these players transition from the college to the NFL. And some of them become superstars. Some can't make the transition. Injuries play a big part, as we know, in football. All it takes is one serious injury to end your career. So stay healthy, stay strong, stay focused.
Stay healthy, stay strong, stay focused. This is the Bottom Line. All right, Matty B, talking about who will win the NCAA. You're going on record by saying there won't be anybody less than a 4 seed that will win the championship. Is that what you're barking out?
That is what I'm saying. If you want to give me the 5, like you were saying before, right before commercial break,
oh, what? Because you're pretty scared now? I mean, what? You need 5?
Yeah,
you can't go ahead and stand on your 4?
You want to give me the 5 for the bet? I'll take the 5 for the bet.
No, I mean, you're pretty weak now because you're figuring, well, maybe I should have said.
4.
Oh, just a 4. So you're saying a 1, 2, or 3, 4 will be the only winner of the NC2As?
Well, yes, there's only going to be one winner. So, yes, the one winner will come from the 1, 2, 3, or 4.
Yeah, I know. I mean, why are you being a smart ass today?
2, 3, 4.
I don't know what you're talking about, Felix. Just answering questions.
A 1, 2, 3, or 4. That's what I'm saying. A 1, 2, or 3, 4 seed will win the championship. That's what you're mentioning.
Yes.
All right.
I think probably percentages are probably on Matty B's side, I would imagine. I don't know. I'm just guessing. But, I mean, there's some tough teams out here, guys, and I want to know. I got a couple teams I'm going to throw out there, and you tell me what you think. And, obviously, there's a couple teams that are top teams. So I want to know, Villanova, can they do it again?
No, knocked out in the Elite Eight.
Knocked out Elite Eight. Felix, what do you think about Villanova?
Villanova is a very, very solid team. They will play deep into the tournament. Matty B has no idea what he's talking about. They'll get knocked out, but they're a very good team. Continue on.
Well coached. Michigan State guys. Matty B. We know Matty B. is a big Michigan State. So Felix, I want you to go first before we get Matty B.'s opinion on this one.
Matty B. Michigan State's 2 and done. All right, they'll win 2
games. And done.
Okay,
wow.
So they'll be out. Matty B. will be. He'll be crying the blues here after the first big weekend, tell you the truth.
Matty B, what do you think Michigan State? Is this your year?
Cutting down the net.
Wow. Strong words there. As long as they can get past the scandal.
Tom Izzo has ever had, if they can weather the mental game of this garbage all around them, they have the absolute talent, the absolute depth, the size, the three-point shooting, the defense, the offense, everything you need. Their only Achilles heel, and everyone's seen it all year, is turnovers. And if they can find a way to corral that problem, they are unstoppable.
All right, now I got an interesting one. We're going to the ACC. We got a big game, North Carolina, Duke. Guys, I like Duke. Bagley coming back. They look really strong. You got Coach K. Can Duke do it this year, guys? Matty B?
Duke has never won the national championship without being the number 1 seed. They've never done it in the history. Every time they have won the national title, they have been one of the 4 1 seeds. Duke's not going to be a 1 seed this year. So, no.
Felix, do you think Coach K could work his magic this year?
I don't like Duke. I don't like I just don't like their on-court chemistry. I mean, they're in and out, and I don't make very much of the ACC this year. I think the ACC... I think, I like teams like Clemson in the ACC, and those are teams that play very, very hard. Do you know how many 5 seeds have won a national championship, Tommy D or Matty B?
No, please enlighten me.
2?
0.
0. No one from the 5. That's interesting.
Yep. The 6 has 1. The 7 has 1. The 8 has 1. And nobody from the 9th through the 16th have ever won.
This could be the year, guys.
The Nines made the title game, but they haven't won it.
How about Notre Dame, guys? Notre Dame, watch out. They got their star player back. If they get in, they could beat a couple teams. Got a well-coached team, and, their superstars back. And with him on the court, they're winning. Notre Dame could squeeze in.
This goes back to 1985. A 9 seed has never made it to the championship game, Matty B.
I thought they did. A few years back.
So here you go. I mean, you thought again. It's like I believe, I thought. I mean, like if you come on the bottom line, you got to know this stuff, okay?
Okay, Felix.
All right. Just long as you know.
All right, Felix. All right.
Just long as you get the game, okay? The number 1 seeds have been in the championship game 32 times. They made the Final Four 54 times. This is since '85. And they have won 20 championships. So, since '85, the 1, 2, 3, and 4 have won 30 championships from '85, and that's pretty good. 95, 2005, 2005. That's 32 years, isn't it, Matty B?
85 to 2018. Yeah, that'd be 32 years.
Yep. So that's pretty. Boy, the odds are with you with the 1, 2, 3, and 4 out of the last 30 years or 33 years. They're, the national champion has been crowned 30 times by the 1, 2, or 3 or 4 seed.
Hence my bet. It's going to come from the 1, 2, 3, or 4 seed.
What'd you say?
Hence my bet. It's going to come from the 1, 2, 3, or 4 seed.
Yeah,
this isn't exactly a tough bet. That's
like betting. That's like betting the 4 to 5 favorite at the track, man.
Well, why would I throw money away? Yes, the 12 seed is going to win the title this year. No, that's a waste of money. You're throwing it away, literally.
All right.
The second you gave that money over, you knew you weren't getting it back.
Free drop
that's
Billy
not gambling. That's stupidity.
Hold on, Matty B. We'll talk with you in a second. All right, because we'll put you on hold here. Tommy D. Matty, free drop Billy is scratched.
Yeah, and so for you listeners that aren't aware of Free Drop Billy, that is a horse that's running in the Fountain of Youth down in Florida, the big race, Kentucky Derby. Not Derby Prep, but Derby Prep race. So, yeah, Free Drop Billy is a horse we liked earlier in our other show. So if you want to learn about horse racing, we do Track Talk 8 to 9 every day, every Saturday, Sunday.
Matty B.
That was disturbing.
Wow.
Matty B.
What was that?
This is sounds that were coming from all over. I mean, this is like, that might have been Tark or Dean
Did
Smith.
everyone else hear that, or did I just hear that? Am I hearing voices again? Do I got to take my medication again?
Yeah, I think that might have been you, but the bottom line, that might have been Tark or Dean Smith. What about the NBA last night? I saw a nice comeback and a nice team, the Toronto Raptors. They play very well.
If you're in Toronto this year, you got to be sitting there going, if not this year, win. And not to win at all, but just to make the NBA Finals. The Cavs have had your number year in and year out the last few years. You have a very talented team. You got a great 1-2 punch in the guard position, but you just haven't been able to put it all together. And with Cleveland having a mini crumble effect this year, and Boston, you're not sure just how strong they really are. Toronto, with what they've done this year, it has to be, if you're a fan of the Raptors, if not this year, then win. This team is good enough. What's it going to take to crack the NBA Finals?
I agree with you. I mean, when? Tell me when.
You got a team that the point differential is 8.7, much higher than anyone else in the East. The next closest is Boston at 4.2. And point differential will tell you a lot when you look at the teams that are favored to win the NBA championship. On the Western side, Houston's at 8.9. Golden State's at 8.5. So there's where that's your company if you're Toronto. That's good company this year. That's company that helps you believe this is your year to crack the NBA Finals. They are deadly at home, 25-5. They are good on the road at 19-12. They put up 112 points a game, most in the East, and they got a decent defense. So
and
it's not
the best
this
record
year
at
win.
home in the NBA.
Yes, they do.
What'd you think? That I was just
we go north, baby. You go up there, it's tough to play.
Tough, they had 30 straight sellouts this year already. How many home games they played? They've sold out every single one of them.
What about the Rockets, guys? They're 14-win streak here going on.
Rockets are a very good basketball team.
Ooh, watch out.
But
that's a very good basketball team. That's a team. That is the first team you've seen designed to beat the Warriors.
It's going to be really tough to beat the Warriors if they decide to play team. If they, the Warriors still they remember what happened to James Harden last year in the playoffs. All right, he disappeared. Remember that?
Absolutely. And you got another one in Chris Paul, who's had questions about how far he can actually take a team. They both have that question mark over them, and can they do it together? We are going to find out in a few months.
Well, they're playing very well. They're playing. You know who's playing very well, believe it or not, are the Lakers. The Lakers are playing very well. Lonzo Ball, let me tell you something. We've had our talks about him on this radio program quite a bit. Lonzo Ball is playing lights out.
He is doing exactly what you want him to do, help control a game and not taking too many shots. And the shots are starting to fall, the ones he is taking. So,
well, his shot has gotten different. It looks completely different now. It really doesn't seem like it's coming from way down low anymore. It's coming from like the chest now. So his shot is but I want to tell you, I watched him against Miami the other night.
Mm-hmm.
This kid really played a great game. He played. You know what? They must love him on this team because he's unselfish. He looks for the passes. I mean, he is just very, very smart. And look, I know his father has created, sort of this mystique and all this, I don't know what you would call it, but frustration in other people about Lonzo Ball and his brother. But this guy Lonzo Ball has been pretty darn good.
No, absolutely. And, he lets his game speak for itself. He said his dad talks, I play. And he's been playing well. And you look at the stuff, the off the court stuff, the fun he's having with his teammates on different social media apps, poking fun at each other for their style, their dressing game. And as soon as new players came in, Channing Frye, IT, they brought them right into the mix and were poking fun at them as well, incorporating them into this Laker team. And that's exactly what you want to see. And now they're starting to respond. Isaiah's playing great. Dropped 29 points against Miami.
And what do you think about that? What do you think about?
I think it's great. I think it's great. I think you are saving Magic money. Magic doesn't have to go do what he was talking about doing now. I don't think he has to go waste all that money on trying to get Paul George and LeBron James to come join this team. You can, to steal a quote from Philadelphia out there, you can trust the process a little bit here and build this team in a long, slow burn so that by the time this team is ready, Golden State's gotten older and the West is available to take.
Oh, that's not. I think you're going a little bit too far here, Matty B. All right.
I think 4 years from now you're going to see
Golden State's a
phenomenal
young
Laker team.
4 years? People don't have 4 years to wait, dude. They want it now.
I understand they want it now. You ain't going to get it now.
The Lakers, in the Lakers in
the East, maybe you could get it now. Not
the Lakers are going to need to pull the play. Okay, they're going to have to pull the trade. All right, they're going to have to pull the signing. They're going to have to pull 2 more players. All right, there's no question about that in my mind. That LeBron James will be a Laker next year. You can go ahead and talk about the Houston, the Portland, the Philadelphia, the Clippers, what have you. He's going to be a Laker, okay? Magic Johnson has him zeroed in. Paul George, if the Thunder wins the NBA title, then you're going to have a discussion in regard to Paul George. But Paul George wants to play in L.A. He has made no secret about it. And the Lakers now, what would the Lakers be like next year with LeBron James and Paul George, Matty B?
I think it'd be a whole bunch of headaches.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Why?
Because LeBron James brings a whole bunch of headaches with him.
So you're not a big LeBron James guy?
I think he's a phenomenal talent, a one-of-a-kind that we have never seen, and I don't know if we'll see again when it comes to sheer size and ability. But that man likes to be in control, and it doesn't work that way in L.A.
How's it work?
You are part of something much bigger than yourself.
You're telling me Kobe Bryant wasn't in control, dude?
Yeah. No, Kobe Bryant did it the right way. He said,
Kobe Bryant was in control of the Lakers.
Or trade me.
You're crazy.
Find me some players or trade me, and they found some players.
No, you're absolutely.
They brought in Odom. They brought in Pau Gasol.
Yeah, but I'm talking about toward his twilight years. You don't think that
Kobe Bryant did not demand a $25 million a year, 2-year freaking deal from the Lakers? The Lakers said thank you for being one of the greatest to ever wear the purple and gold.
Why do you think Byron Scott got fired? Who do you think was running that team?
Yeah, also they're at that point. Also, guys, if I could jump in, without Kobe playing, there's nobody in the stands. So you need Kobe. You got to give him the contract, or else that stadium's empty, guys.
Yeah, take that, Matty B.
What are you talking about? He wasn't talking to me there, Felix. He was coming to you.
No, he was talking to you.
I'm talking to both of you guys, okay?
Matty B.
I'm not picking on either of you. I'm just adding to the conversation.
Your little East Coast bias, and you're a little bit wet.
What? How?
He's a Lakers fan. He's a Lakers fan.
You're a little wet behind the ear, the ears, and you're slow as shit. So the bottom line is the bottom
line.
Language. He just slipped that in there. I like how he just slipped that in there.
So the bottom line is this, that you have no idea what you're talking about when you talk about the Lakers and Kobe Bryant, because Kobe Bryant had total control of the Lakers his final 2 years, which didn't allow the Lakers to move forward. He had control on who they would bring in, who would play, and even going as far as getting Byron Scott fired.
Where's Kobe now, guys? Where is he now?
No.
Is he on the coaching staff? I'm just asking. Is Kobe involved with the Lakers?
He's waiting to get his Oscar.
Yeah, he's going to be in the Academy Awards tomorrow because he did this documentary, right? What did he do, Matty B?
Yes, he did. He helped do a documentary. His story, not his drawing, not his composing. They brought in the great John Williams.
So,
and he's going up for an Oscar.
Did you see it?
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about in the media headaches, on the sideline headaches that LeBron James brings. Kobe didn't bring it the last 2 years at all. That was the Lakers bringing that on themselves with having Jim Buss in charge, which was a miserable idea.
Granted, but I don't think LeBron James is a problem player, do you?
I kind of agree with Matty B, Felix, a little bit.
About LeBron James?
Yeah, just a tad, because, you got Kyrie Irving. This guy is a spectacular team player, and he's showing it at the Celtics, okay? And LeBron can't work with them. You know what? If they keep him, Kyrie, if they can work it out, how do they not win the East when you got those two dominant players? I mean, I don't get it. He can't work it out. He wants it to be his team. He wants control. He wants to be the big player. He wants to be the showman. You know, and it all goes down back to him leaving and going to Miami back in the day. He has to do the big production. I'm going to go. Do you remember how he said where he's going to go? Come on, give me a break. Cleveland was heartbroken. You know how many friends I had from Cleveland that were they were so sad about that. You know what? And he came back. I will give him that. I will give him that. He did come back and give him a championship.
God.
But
no.
Come on, really, this guy, he's trouble.
Taking my talents to South Beach.
LeBron treated Cleveland like the fat friend at prom, where he went off with the hot girl to homecoming, and he did his thing, he did what he wanted to do, and now I'm going to be nice. I've won a couple titles 4 times. I'm going to come home because, oh, by the way, Cleveland got 3 out of the 4 years the first overall pick in the NBA draft. So they have some talent there now. This kid Kyrie's pretty good. I think I can play with him. We're going to bring Kevin Love in. We're going to have our new big 3 over there. And Kyrie was like, wait a minute. I came here to be the man. What are you talking about? You're coming back now. You're in Miami. Stay in South Beach. This is my team.
Yeah, so what?
So Kyrie never wanted that. He never wanted LeBron. And now, look, I'm sure he appreciated playing with LeBron and learning from LeBron and winning a championship, asterisk next to that one, with LeBron. But he wants to be the guy.
Well, you're absolutely right about that. You're absolutely right about that, because there were times when, if you recall, prior to winning the title, that Kyrie and LeBron weren't on the same page, and they didn't like each other, all right? And I think they made it known that they didn't like each other. And Kyrie might have never liked LeBron James. Would that be a fair assessment to say?
I don't know if I would say never liked, but I don't think he ever wanted him to come over and take over what Kyrie was trying to do. Now, the Cavs were not a good basketball team at that time. Kyrie was very young still and still learning how to play in the NBA while putting up good numbers, but learning to become a leader. You see what he's doing in Boston. Granted, he has a much better team than he ever had without LeBron in Cleveland, but he is helping lead those young guys, even though he's still a young guy himself, only 25 years old. But he is starting to lead those young guys, those Tatums and those Browns, to become better NBA studs.
Where's Lincecum signing?
What, the freak? Tim Lincecum? Who knows?
Yeah, he's back.
I'm very curious to see him as a knuckleballer.
I don't know. I just
he's
heard.
yoked. He stepped. I mean, you see him now. He looks nothing like how he looked when he last pitched in the major leagues for Anaheim, the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. But he looks in great shape. It looks like his velocity is back up to somewhere near where it used to be when he was first just turning heads and winning back-to-back Cy Youngs. It'd be great to see him back, because it's always great to see the most talented players come back.
Will LeVar Jackson be drafted as a quarterback or a wide receiver in the upcoming NFL draft, Matty B?
I think he'll be drafted as a quarterback.
He says that he's a quarterback, and teams have asked for him to work out as a wide receiver, and he has indicated that he will not do that because he is a QB.
Well, he hasn't said that. Other people have said that. He has said, I have not had a conversation with anyone yet about anything other than quarterback.
And so what would you play if you were an NFL player, Matty B? Would you play like offensive line at like 380?
I play water boy.
Left bench.
What would you play, left bench?
Left bench / water boy. Yeah. Only way to make sure I get out of my career without a concussion.
Yep. So what are you doing today? Are you playing golf back here in Boston?
No. Not quite the golf weather just as of yet. I will be very interested in watching a lot of the basketball today. Some very big games: Duke, North Carolina, Michigan State, Purdue, and Penn State. So a couple big semifinals there in the Big Ten Conference tournament, and of course Duke and North Carolina. Carolina.
All right, let me ask you this quickly. How many teams from the Big Ten will get in?
5.
Who are they?
Michigan, Michigan State, Ohio State, Purdue, and Penn State.
Also, Penn State's in, you think?
What
I
about
think
Nebraska?
Penn State's in with their third win over Ohio State this year. I think they are in. Nebraska had their shot yesterday against Michigan. They looked like crap. They got blown out the gym. Nebraska's not in.
So just 5 teams from the Big Ten.
Yep.
All right, Michigan, Michigan State, Ohio State, Purdue, and Penn State.
Yep.
All right. So how many teams from the ACC?
ACC, I think, gets 7 in.
How many?
Maybe 8.
How many?
7 or 8.
How many?
What are you talking about? I just told you, 7 or 8.
How many?
I just told you, 7 or 8. Are you having a hearing problem?
How many?
7 or 8.
8. We'll cue it up tomorrow morning. 7, 8.
7 or 8.
9, 10. All right?
No, they ain't getting 9 or 10.
All right. Adios, brother. Bottom line, we'll talk to you bright and early tomorrow morning. Track Talk and the bottom line. Adios.
You've heard me bragging about Progressive Medical Center and how they've helped me feel so much healthier. But one thing, Dr. Agoli, that a lot of people come to you with is just unexplained pain. They just can't get any relief. Why can Progressive Medical Center's Pain Management Center help them?
First of all, we have to acknowledge that pain is for real, and you've got acute pain and chronic pain. Here's the problem. That acute pain turns to chronic, which is long-standing, and no one's getting to the root cause. There's several key diagnostic components that help us get to the root of what's causing this pain. Is it inflammation? Once we do a thorough evaluation to get the root cause, determine if it's structural or if it's a metabolic issue. And this way, we put an individualized program for pain management involving correcting the spine, using certain injections when necessary, and we get our patients out of pain quicker, and they stay out of pain because we teach them how to live their life well.
Don't let yourself live in pain any longer. Get a hold of Progressive Medical Center today at progressivemedicalcenter.com.
Progressive Medical, this is your life, live it well.
You take your smartphone almost everywhere you go. Now WSRadio.com can be there too. Search WS Radio in the Play Store for your Android devices or iTunes for Apple and download the WS Radio application. WSRadio.com on your phone and in your ear everywhere you go. Download the WS Radio application. Do it now. It's very easy. WSRadio.com.
Are you a small business or nonprofit? Securing Our eCity Foundation offers free cybersecurity seminars so businesses of every size can become more cyber safe. According to Forbes, just one cybercrime incident can cost a company over $15 million. Protect yourself, your employees, and your business before you fall victim to the nation's fastest growing crime. Go right now to securingourecity.org or call 619-630-2444.
Do you want to be a professional coach? Are you in business trying to make a real difference with people you manage or work with? Have you started a coaching practice that isn't quite getting off the ground? Get the skills you need to be a successful coach today with the Coaches Training Program from Accomplishment Coaching. The Coaches Training Program will show you how to help others focus and be more fulfilled. Whether you want to improve your company's bottom line or create a thriving coaching practice, Accomplishment Coaching can give you the distinctions and practices you need to coach others effectively today. Accomplishment Coaching has spent 6 years developing a cutting-edge coaches training program that will have you ready to coach people professionally in just 12 months, and you don't have to take time off work to do it. To find out more about the Coaches Training Program, just call 1-888-548-6813. That's 1-888-548-6813.